Hey everybody, welcome to Knit Night. My name is Therese. I'm here with two of my besties. There's Liz. Liz can tell us about herself.
Hi, I'm Liz from Pacific Southwest, except in the desert before you get to the ocean. And I apologize if I'm a mess because I have a head cold and a sinus infection. So bear with me. And also with us from down under is the lovely Miss Jo Bob.
Hello. I have to apologize for a previous podcast where I've been sniffling my head off. I had sinus issues with the hot weather, the cold weather, the rain, the wind. But welcome. Too much information. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us to knit with us tonight. What's going on, girls?
Trying to figure out all the knitting before the end of the year. You know, with MKAL and the Puritan Anicle Knitting Fun Run and
Anicle.
West knits are the worst knits and all that good stuff.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've got my coffee ready. I want to hear all about it.
Well, the one project I have been knitting I cannot show because that's top secret. But I've been working today on my black cardigan for the Puritanical Knitting, since we're allowed work in progress. And then the sleeves are purple and black, right?
Ooh.
Enough black that I think Anne will say that it qualifies because, you know, got to be at least 3/4 black. And then just, you know, I need to wind up my yarn for the MKAL, but I have a few days for that.
Right. Therese Bob, your haircut looks beautiful.
It does. I like it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Get rid of some of the raggedy, you know.
Actually, you're right. You remind me of Nicole Kidman in a movie I watched, and she had a wig that was that style.
Oh.
Very on trend.
Very cool. Hey, chat. Welcome. Glad you're here. If it's your first visit, welcome. If you're back, welcome even more because we'd love to see you all and hear all the comments.
So, yeah, Therese, what are you working on?
I am working on my, what's it called? Calliope still. I don't know if you're going to where. Let me find where I was last week. Here we go. So last week I was where my little stitch marker is.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my Liz Clothier design marker. And so I'm like, I don't know, maybe three inches or so past that. I'm just knitting.
You're gonna wear the heck out of that when it's done.
I know. So that's what I'm doing with that. And then, I have a hoe.
Hasn't everybody?
I have a hoe. I have a sock.
There's how cute!
Sock. And
Is
then I started the second one.
Well done.
So I'm doing a lot of knit.
Wow, you've all been so productive, and I have just been traveling and not really unpacked my car. I will show you that. Thank you to Anne Pinkover. I actually went into that my tub of things I've been saying I would knit from, and I promised not to put them back in my wool room. So thanks to Anne with her Puritanical Fun Run marathon nonsense. I'm thinking black alpaca.
Oh, that's right.
And they're different blacks, but in the birds of a feather shawl, I think this would be stunning.
That would.
So the Rowan Kids Silk Night, which I don't know if you can get anymore. Look, Amy. I've had that in my stash for over a decade, so it needs to be used. And I love this alpaca, the natural black alpaca. So that's grown and milled locally. So I bought that off a market stall person who owns a huge alpaca farm here. So thanks to Anne, I haven't started yet, but I got it out of my stash tub. So that's kind of nice, because that tub is full of stuff I promised myself to knit this year and haven't done. So we'll throw that in the back office. Okay. And because I have been away and my lap is full of stuff. Actually, I was thinking this morning it would be fun to do a bingo card of what notions does Jo Bob have in her bag, because I washed my lovely Murder Knits bag. It needs a wash. It goes everywhere. Sorry, Tabs, but it really, truly goes everywhere. And this morning while we're chatting, I'm just going to show you all the notions and bits and pieces that are actually living in my office that I need to tidy up. So while you're yakking and knitting, I'm going to just tidy up what's in my lap. But we should do a bingo card one day, girls. What's in Jo Bob's notions? I want to see if you all have the same stuff in your bags. Stitch markers. Look at these. I love little tiny purses. I have stitch markers galore in here. Actually, I think I believe I have some of the Liz Clothier special stitch markers as well in here. So I'm just going to very quietly look. You know, you need a cord for your headphones, scissors. Oh, one of our girlfriends sent me this one. I love this one. It's the only one I have, a yarn cozy or a koozie, however you want to say it. My beautiful girl sent me that.
Our lovely
You know, every little bit.
Listening.
Yeah, beautiful. Look, little scissors, all the bits and pieces, more scissors. So, needle, everything. Like, honest to gosh, I would really love to know. Little scissors again. I would really love to know what everybody has as their absolute. Oh, a camera. I think this might be one of. Oh, stop swinging. Yeah, you are getting sleepier. There you go. Yeah. I believe I recognize that one.
Yeah, I made that one.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm really curious how many people like me are packed for the apocalypse.
There might be
everything's
some
in here.
Podcast stitch markers coming your way before the year.
Okay, so I've just collected all the crap from all the areas of my office, and I'm just shoving them all in my Murder Knits bag today for another day to go through. I'm sure everybody needs 15 different needles and crochet hooks in their notions bags for the just in case moments.
I think knitters
and then I'll get
stuff that we could defuse a bomb if we had to.
I know, right? Everything's in here. Everything is in here. But I'm going to shove it all in the one bag because I'm forever opening knitting bags looking for what I thought I was going to knit with. You know, you open your pattern and have a read and go, oh, I'll need those needles, and then I'll need those needles, and I need all different lengths and sizes, and then all of a sudden your car's full of stuff. I mean, your office is full of stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm nearly there. This is all just what I thought I might need just in case while I'm traveling. Anyway, okay, it's all in one bag, and we can file that in the filing cabinet. Oops, there it goes.
See, if a random knitter comes across you and doesn't have anything, you have it in your office.
Yep. I have it all. Oh, look, even glasses, reading glasses, just in case. Oh, look, honest to God, who's going to match me in a bingo? Dental floss. You just never know what you're going to need in your knitting bag. Oh, this is something I need to knit with too. I've been collecting this in 2 and 3 balls. Plissade. It is a lace weight. It's beautiful. It's like soft as clouds. Alpaca and silk. 70% alpaca, 30% silk.
Nice.
25 grams, 210 meters. So that's 229 yards. And for some reason, you know, no project in mind, I've got 3 of this color, 3 of other colors, and 2 of other colors. It's just because it's so super soft. But I pulled that out of the tub, so guess what? That has to be something before this leaks out. I've got to start something. Oh, I need to do this. I'm slackest mother in the world. Somebody asked me for the this is a free pattern, isn't it? The CC Boulder Beanie. Is that perhaps a free pattern?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I think it may be. Yeah, I think it may be. I've had that crunched up in a... I love these style bags. Do you like these that you can just hang onto your arm and knit away like a crazy person while you're walking around town?
Yep.
I love these. I love that style.
I would trip and fall, but
would you?
It is a
well
free pattern. Thank you, Hallowed Angel.
Oh, it is. Thank you. So I grabbed some mohair. This is vintage stuff from Paris. And I think this is a Cleckheaton single ply sort of worsted Aran weight yarn. And I thought I might make her a hat because she's been begging for one. Now that winter's over, that'd be the right time to make your kid a hat, right?
Well, yeah.
So this is going to get started. Actually, I might wind that mohair up today. So I'm going to double strand those. What else? Oh, 2 other things I'm knitting. Oh, remember this? Not everyone has seen this, but you girls would have. The hedgehog alpaca and silk that I bought last Christmas, right before Christmas. Yep. And I knitted a really long tube thinking it was going to be some sort of long cowl that I would just scrunch up and look like I'm from the long neck tribe. And I ripped it out. I did a whole half a ball. This is half a skein of that. And I decided I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do that. And I ripped it out and I've thought on it a little bit more. And yeah, I really do want to do that. So something in a tube. I don't know if it's going to be a scarf or not. And you know what? I don't even know how many stitches I cast on. I just cast on. And I'm going round and round. So this is my mindless knitting when I don't have to think straight and I want to watch someone's exciting podcast. But of course I've got it all knotted up inside itself. So that's a mystery to me.
It looks really soft.
It is super soft. And I knit this thing so long thinking, oh, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. And then I thought, oh, don't be silly. The other half can be a hat and some mittens, or you know, you don't have to use the whole 600 meters on just a super long, luxurious cowl. So now I figured maybe it'll be a tube scarf. Maybe the colors are just stunning. Amy, have a look. The colors are just beautiful. So I don't know how many stitches I cast on. I just decided I did enough to reach to the other side of this circular. And plain stocking net stitch. Maybe it'll be a long fluffy tube scarf that I can wrap around and around, and we'll see how far that gets me. That'll be interesting. Half a skein or half a ball. Let's see how far that gets me, and then we'll work out what to do with the rest of it. I think a hatching. Good grief. You know what I was going to say. A matching hat and maybe some, you know, soft fluffy mittens, because who knows, but that is happening, because I feel really bad that I bought that a year ago as a special Christmas gift for myself and I never made anything with that. That might stick around. That might be today's thing to knit on, because this monster is finished except for the I-cord bind off. So
that's so pretty.
Oh,
can you see me? I love it. Oh, here, back here. I love it, and it's all done bar the bind off, and I do not want to do that in my office today. I don't want to do nearly 500 stitches of I-cord bind off.
Ugh.
No, not until I'm sat at home with my feet up and all my
Mhm.
chocolates and my coffee around me. But it's so big now, it won't even fit in my project bag.
You did it,
It's
DK.
huge. I
You
did it DK, and I was thinking, when I was almost finished, I was trying to work out how many skeins I've used, and it's pretty much, one of them was only one skein, so that was great, possibly that rusty colour, but the others, the variegated colour was 2 skeins, almost 2 skeins. I've kept the leftovers again to probably do a hat or mittens, probably both. I've got enough. I think the silver was 2 skeins. The gold was the mustard brown, whatever you call it, baby shit brown, was 1 skein. The grey, I'm onto the second skein, and I used a little bit of odds and ends to start off with because I knew we'd only have these short rows, so they're good for scraps left over from other projects. But I would say probably by the time I'm finished, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of wool. It's like a sweater's worth.
You're keeping
That's a lot of money. I'm keeping it. When I worked out that it's like almost $300 worth of wool, I'm keeping it. It is. Oh, gosh. And then, look, like, what else do you need in the bottom of this project bag? Hand cream, stitch markers, a power pack. That's where it is. I didn't know. Oh, and this is how much I've got left of the second skein to do the I-cord bind off. And as I said, the dental floss, didn't know where that one was. Okay, that's all that's in that bag. And this does not fit into this bag anymore. Oh, do you like my mittens that I was gifted? Aren't they cute? What a great idea.
Those are cute.
I put them on my knit bag. Do you know who made these for me?
Mm-mm.
Do you recognise these? Cheryl, Wise Owl Knits made them for me.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure she made them for me. They're super cute. She really gets into Christmas with knitted stockings, and those ornaments are so cute. So I'm positive it was Cheryl. If it's somebody else, message me, scream at me. I apologise, but I'm pretty sure that's my lovely
Cheryl
Cheryl.
just put out a new pattern. Her wildflowers shirt just came out. Her wildflowers tee.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
seen it.
The color work one.
Ooh.
Oh,
And I think
have
she's
not.
working on a new Christmas stocking as well.
Oh, she's so good with her Christmas stockings. More hand cream everywhere. I got some new accusations. Would you like to see them?
Of
Sure.
course.
Okay. Oh, and then my front office might be tidy. Okay, this is super cute. And actually, oh, look, and this is interesting. Is this one of those toothbrush holders from like the 70s or something? It's a toothbrush holder. And you know what I've got in it? Stitch holders, cable needles, another cable needle because you need all the sizes. Oh, tiny crochet hook for beadwork. Aren't they tiny? Little tiny. They're so hard to see. And more tinies. Oh, teeny tiny, like yeah, teeny tiny for beadwork, which I haven't done for a while. Do you know the lady who inspired me to start doing beaded lace knitting is Anakin Alice. Anakin Alice in the UK. She has some beautiful designs, and I've bought both of her books. I don't know if she's come out with any more since. But she really got me started. She actually gave me the confidence to try beading, and then of course I bought all the glass beads I could. So I've got a stash of beads because of course I'm going to knit with all the beads. Yeah, I have enough to open my own bead shop. But anyway, I digress. Sidebar. Look what I found. I went into a charity store, as I do, because 98% of my clothing. Actually, let's talk about that. my shirt, my shorts, my socks, my belt. Charity shop. Thank you very much to everybody who decides they don't fit into their gear that they've purchased, or they don't want it anymore and they're bored with it, because I'll take it. I'll take it and recycle it. Charity shops are my favourite things. And look, I thought about Neil. Look at that face.
It's felted?
That is a tiny needle felted kittens.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. As soon as I had to have it.
Real.
Look at that little face. I know mine won't. You know what mine will look like? Something that the cat dragged in from outside. But it has all the step by step. Thank you. This
I'm saying
honestly,
if I did it.
no, if I do it, I don't know how to do needle felting.
Look at that.
Look at that face. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is.
So in here, this is an amazing, very, very detailed book with how to blend the wool and how to set up the framework for the bodies and these tiny, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is needle felted. I mean, look, oh, hang on. I want to make sure you see the photo I'm looking at. Look at that.
That's amazing.
This person is so talented. This person is so talented. But you know what? A few dollars at the charity shop. And then I don't know who this person is who decides they're not needle felting anymore. I mean, I hope they're not passed away. But even if they are, thank you very much. Look at this little felted animals. Look, all the cats.
That's cute.
Oh, absolutely. This is I have to show you. Oh, this is what's in my machinery shed at the moment. Little mice.
Not again.
Little mice. Oh, yeah, it's the season because spring is here and everybody's breeding, and there are oh my goodness, I'm telling you, these people are so talented. I have never tried it. I don't have any needle felting needles, but of course now I have to. These are little tiny ones. Where's something?
Hey, Mr. Pirate, welcome.
Something else I can show you, a different animal. Oh, a Welsh corgi. There's a little corgi. They're tiny. And then little koalas. They're tiny. Look at them. The infamous drop bears. So second book, third book.
Before I forget, this is Cheryl's new Wildflowers tea.
Oh, yeah. Great for spring. Look at the colours. Look at this guy. Fuzzy felted friends. Little puppy dogs. I mean, it's now I've bought the books. I have to actually grab a big tall glass of wine and sit down.
Well, you're always
so what was that? Book number 3. Book number 3. Book number 4. This person, I can't believe they gave away all their felted books.
Oh, wow.
There's even a mermaid on the back. Oh, that'd be a good one for Shark Week.
Yeah. If you had a big glass of wine, you'd have to be careful not to stab yourself with the felting needle, though.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Liz. After half a glass, I won't feel a thing. Are you kidding me?
All right. Bye, Tom.
That sounds good.
Ad break. Oh,
these books are so deep. Oh, my favorite animal in the world. Hang on, oh no. Hang on.
You're with.
Oh, look at this one. This one's for Tara. Tara could make these.
Oh, those are cute.
Okay, so that's book number 4. That's all of the felting. But I'm obsessed now, and I have no clue what to even purchase first. I've got plenty of.
That's one craft I haven't done.
Yeah, I have not done.
You haven't?
No.
Let's do it next year. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Oh, come on, let's do it next year. We have to find out what products we need to get started. I know a mat is super important and 1,000,000 needles of all different sizes. That's all I know so far. Therese, you've got plenty of fleece.
I do.
You've got
Yeah.
plenty that we could turn into little tiny animals. That would be amazing. I'm super excited. But you know, I'm not like Lorelei, and I'm not like Laura. I don't have that talent where they can just start a sewing machine and make a designer project bag and start tatting and do a doily and a table cover. I am not that clever person. I am not. So I think it's going to be hard work, and I think we'll have a lot of samples that would not be real crash hot looking.
And a lot of Band-Aids.
But I found the last book. Sorry?
A lot of Band-Aids.
Okay. They could end up being tumble dryer balls, I guess you could give to people, unless they had glass eyes. Okay, the last book. And this is all from the charity shop, so cost me peanuts. And this is why my library of books is so massive. I can't stop at one. There was no way I could have bought one and left the other three. That's ridiculous. This book is something I have never seen done before with wool, with yarn. Never, ever. The World of Flowers in Wool.
Oh.
Wow.
And it's all different techniques to make flowers out of wool. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, of course, I've seen embroidery and macrame, but this tells you how to make crepe myrtle, sunflowers. I think I can show you without showing the pattern. Look at this.
Wow.
That's just incredible to me.
Are those
So
knitted?
all of these flowers, I have yet to read the book. It's interesting because in Papua New Guinea, you use strips of plastic to loop layers to make the bags, like the market bags that the Indigenous people make there. Well, they call themselves nationals, so that's the nationals make there. That's the term that they use. They do use a knitting needle. They do modify a knitting stop, so you need the stops for the end of the needles, and they use like a whittle stick. So a stick, it says here, the stick is the major tool in which we create all of the beautiful animals in this book. We can easily make a working stick ourselves with a flat wooden stick, 11 3/4 inches long and 1/8 of an inch thick. So for those of us in the metric world, 30 centimetres long and 0.4 centimetres thick. And that's it. This is what it sort of, they modify it and they put a crochet hook or a Tunisian crochet hook on the end. Let me show you, because this is really super interesting to me. That's what it looks like. You know, I'll have to get hubby onto that. So there you go. That's how you can involve the hobbyist in your family to make you up this whittling stick. So it's basically the Tunisian crochet. Well, it'd have to be a Tunisian crochet hook to be that long, which I have, funnily enough, a collection of those, even though I've never done it. And it just looks amazing. So it's just a knitting needle and a rubber stop and a Tunisian hook, and I will have a look into this one day, because I think that is very, very clever. And if you had a market stall, instead of all the tedious knitting, you could be doing all these quite long loops there for the petals. I think it would be really amazing. There you go, by Lily Simmons. Lily Simmons, that's amazing. That can go into the back office. I need hired help to clean up this back office. Okay, that's what I actually travelled with over the last week. And it needs to move out of my office because the place is looking really untidy and I'll need a cleaner soon to come in. But I'm glad I found my power bank. That's always handy. And I wound up, when I had nothing to do one day, my beautiful, beautiful Forbidden Fibres. Look at these colours. That's magic. And my hair attached to that. Anything that's silver looking is not yarn. It's my hair. These are beautiful. I'm so impressed with her colours.
What are you going to make?
Stunning. Well, I was wondering, am I going to put them together? Am I going to put them together in stripes, or you know, I don't swatch. I was even wondering, do I do a little swatch to see how the colours lay out? I have no idea what it's going to look like. I really love them separately and together. I really do. Okay, any ideas in the chat, please? 2 skeins. Not a shawl. Okay, 2 skeins, there's my specification. Not a shawl. I want something else that I would wear. I don't know. I was even thinking, is 1 skein enough for a dickie? Oh, okay. Hallowed Angel, thank you for that. That's amazing. They're gorgeous. Yeah, I think flowers are gorgeous. Of course, they bring everybody joy unless you're at a cemetery. Flowers are amazing. So, yeah, maybe a dickie. Oh, I wasn't trying to be funny, but it's true. That's the only time I imagine the only time I'm sad when I see flowers is, you know, when they're dead in the vase or when they're at a cemetery.
You're right. You're right.
I think this green, actually, these sort of, to give you some sort of cheerfulness over the winter months, I think this would be beautiful under a black or grey coat as a dickie.
Yeah.
And then because I wear lots of boring, ugly sweatshirts that I get from the thrift shop, you know, I don't get to choose the colours because it's just, you know, if it comes in grey and it fits, it's mine. So I thought that would be a really nice, maybe a polo neck dickie. What weight is it? This is all fingering, Yo-Yo. It's beautiful. 100% superwash merino, so it would be super soft and really lovely to wear against my skin. Okay, so 1 might be a dickie. Could I have an idea for the other one, please? I think that's all of my administration done in my office. Now I can relax, have my coffee. It's amazing. I missed you girls. Oh, I've got another baby lamb. I've got 3 now in my living room. And so Timmy and Tilly now have a baby sister called Frankie.
You're becoming the Pied Piper of lambs, you know.
No, I'm becoming completely exhausted because they wake up at 6 o'clock for a feed and 3 of them screaming together. It's a lot. It's like you need noise cancelling headphones in bed if you want to sleep through the night at my place. Oh, I'm not small enough. God bless you. God bless your cotton socks, Hallowed Angel. I'm not small enough. I would never get a striped tank out of that. But thank you anyway. You're so sweet. You're on my Christmas card list now. Okay. Oh, girls, come on. I've got lots to share. You guys tell me what you've been up to.
Not much. Got to take my daughter to the eye doctor tomorrow, the specialist, because she was born with a cataract and it covered her entire lens. So when she was 2 weeks old, she had to have the lens removed and an implant.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's basically pretty much almost blind in one eye. And so we have to go back to see if they need to replace that or not. Yeah.
And can you so that's very traumatic for a tiny baby to have an operation like that.
She was 2 weeks old, so she had no memory of it. It was more traumatic for me than her.
For you.
Yes. She didn't wake up from the anesthesia like she was supposed to, so that was very scary.
Oh no.
It's very scary when the nurses are scared.
And so how has that affected her growing up with her vision?
She has no peripheral vision out of that eye, so she's not really good in sports. But she's never, ever made it a thing. Like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. She's never used it.
Okay.
She's like, when she was applying for college, I said, you can put on there, that you have this and that you've struggled through it. She goes, but Mom, it's not a problem. So she's never saw it as
okay, because that's all she's ever known. Is she clumsy? If she doesn't have that peripheral, is she clumsy and walk into things, or does she have difficulty reading, seeing ahead what's coming?
No.
No.
She can drive. She's got her license. She can drive. She just has to be very close up to the windshield to make sure she can see. But we're going to go see the specialist. We haven't seen her since my daughter was in middle school, and now she's 21. So that'll be fun to go see.
Mm-hmm.
She's known her since she was 2 weeks old. Basically, we took her for her 2-week checkup and thinking everything's fine, and our pediatrician caught it. And within 3 hours, we were at the specialist and had surgery 2 days later.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, that is traumatic.
It was scary, but she's been a trooper. Like, she's never let it hold her back. She's never let it stop her. And I don't think she'll need another surgery.
Yeah.
So that's my week.
Always good to check on it and keep on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to say, if you don't know about my baby lambs, I joined the chat an hour into the chat last week. So, if you think we ramble too much and you want to see some cute babies being fed and then having a snooze in my lap, just go to last week's podcast and fast forward to don't worry about the first hour. It was only girlfriends rambling. So just go to the second hour and you'll see Tilly and Timmy came on a road trip with me in a dog crate on the back seat of my office, and we took them to a lovely like Airbnb farm stay where they had beautiful manicured lawn, which we don't have at home, and they had the time of their lives. And I had to look after them for 2 days at the farm.
And then they came home and got a new friend.
And then exactly that evening when we were driving home, we got all the frantic messages saying there's a baby in the paddock, and Mum, again, did not even stop to clean her. And Mum is my girl, Butters, and she's only a young ewe, and this is her first baby. So she just went, what the heck is happening? Spat out Frankie and walked away. Wow. Poor Charlotte was trying to feed her, and she wouldn't feed for the first 2 days, but now she's a guts. And she's doing really, really well. And she's very tall. She's, the other two are really tiny little things, but she's quite long-legged, going to be a supermodel. And she's very tall and skinny, but she's fattening. We're fattening her up now.
I think all the mama ewes have realized that you'll take in all the babies, so they figure they have to. I'll just
free nanny service. Oh, good grief. Free nanny service. But it is sad because I do wonder, they declared the El Nino, whatever. I don't follow the weather stuff, but we are apparently in for another big drought, which we had a horrific drought, which culminated in Christmas of 2019 in having zero water on our farm and zero feed and a pellet shortage. We could not get pellets anywhere in the local region. People were feeding their animals things like onion peel and orange peel and rubbish that fruit farmers, couldn't sell. It was really, really horrendous. And then boom, we had a lightning strike about 30 to 40 miles away from our place, and that went across the whole state, all the way across to the coast. And it was just horrific. We had terrible time, and here we are 3 to 4 years later, and they're predicting another really horrific summer. But that seems to be not just us, everywhere all over the world that's just had a terrible summer.
I think Murray
and
was telling all your sheep not to hang on to their babies.
Murray,
that's the word.
So Murray is a merino baby that we brought home from a shearing shed when Mills went out to help with the shearing one day. And here's this baby. They put it out in the paddock trying to find its mother. Couldn't find Mum, and now Murray lives with us. So Millie saved him. We actually had 2, and unfortunately the other little boy died after, I think, the first night or second night. But Murray is thriving. He's a big fatty boombala, and he's now been pushed out to a paddock to learn what being a sheep is all about after living inside for 3 months. He's a bit jealous. I'm sure he's jealous. He's given Millie stink eye because she smells like new babies while he's got to be a big boy. Big boy, go to the toilet all by yourself. Feed yourself. Oh, here comes the aeroplane. Whee! Good boy. So Murray's doing very well. And I think he's just jealous. Now I've got mohair all over me. Gosh, this stuff is fluffy. Super fluffy. It's seriously all over me, and I'm wearing a black shirt, so that was really smart. Oh,
There's
guess
always
what,
one-
girls?
What?
Guess what? I'm so happy this week. I'm so exhausted, but I'm so happy. I've got a new pen pal. I've got a new pen pal. That's right. Don't get jealous. You know you're my girls. But I have got a new pen pal. She just doesn't know it yet. So you ready? I'm going to send her a letter right now. Ready? Okay, got to look my best. Slick the grey hair down. Dear Annie, I love you. Thank you so much for giving me a shout out. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And thank you for your messages of love and support. And I'm really pleased to meet you. My name's Jo Bob. I live in central New South Wales in Australia. My favourite colours are lime green and deep purple. And I love your podcast. And you are the cleverest. Oh, your knitting is amazing. And I love your colour choices. And I watched a couple of your podcasts after you said hello to me. And was that your camper van you're in? Because I don't have a camper van. And I love your dog with his shark fin on at the beach. Is it a he or a her? I need to know all the details. I have 3 goats, about 30 sheep now. I have 7 dogs now. Thanks, Jack. I have 3 cats. I have a few chickens and a couple of roosters. Well, that's not true, but I don't know how many we have. And what else do I have, girls? And I have a husband.
Roger.
Oh, I have a oh gosh, I have a cockatoo with no feathers who looks like a chicken at the supermarket wrapped in plastic. What else do I have, girls? I've got to tell my new pen pal everything about me.
Did you get the cow?
We're getting a cow. We're getting a baby calf called Nip because Nip has a nip in her ear because the farmer who I was going to say whelped. I don't know if you use the same word with dogs and calves. The farmer who was there when Nip was born, well, Nip's mother died and it was really horrendous and traumatic, and he cut her open and he saved Nip. But when he cut the dead mother open, he nipped her ear. But Nip's coming and she's a black Angus. She's lame at the moment. She has a bit of a limp. So, of course, being a responsible farmer, he wants to make sure she's 100% before he brings her to us. And by the way, Nip's calf milk powder feeder costs $150 for a 15-kilo bag. So I hope Nip grows to be a big girl real fast because she's going to cost me a fortune to feed her bottles. And what else can I tell you? I wasn't born in Australia. I was born a British subject. We might be related. And I hope so because you are beautiful and you are so talented. And I'm sorry I can't sew. I've actually blown up 2 sewing machines in my life. Like, I mean, bang, poof, smoke everywhere.
Oh.
So I'm not to be trusted with a sewing machine. And I have a really not old, but not brand new, second-hand Brother sewing machine, and it's still in its box up in the loft in the machinery shed. But if you want to get together with me and teach me how to sew, we can do that together. That would be lovely. And I want to watch all your podcasts because you don't talk for very long. You're just short and sweet. And I just want to hear more about you. So I'm going to binge all your podcasts back from the last few years, and I'm going to watch them all. And anyway, Annie, I just wanted to say thank you, and it's really nice to meet you. And I hope you'll be my pen pal and send me another message. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.
I can't remember how to say it. What's the name of her podcast?
A Stitch in the Sky.
In the Sky.
A Stitch in the Sky, and she's just gorgeous and she's lovely, and she talks all about her knitting group, and she just does these very short. If you think you're sick of me because I'm a pain in the ass because I talk too much, well, Annie just does these beautiful little short podcasts that make you want to talk to her more, and she fills you in on what all the girls are doing at their knit night. So maybe she'll join us one knit night. We can have a pajama party and we can podcast at a time that she's actually awake. That would be lovely. And you know what? Neil James, move over. She's mine. She's not your best friend. She's my best friend.
Maybe she can get
That's
you your
all.
reparations, Joe. Since Neil hasn't gotten
Hey,
it.
I think I need to go and see Annie and have a cup of... She drinks coffee. I don't know many Poms who drink coffee. And now I have to take back all the horrible things I said about whinging Poms because she's not. I'm sure we're related. She's not. She's not a whinging Pom at all. It must be just the males.
Could be. I hope Neil and Pirate are watching.
Thank you, Annie. Love Joe. Love your pen pal, Joe. She's amazing. And can I tell you, Amy butchers things so badly because even I know that Jackie is Crochet HD, right? So croche for crochet, and then 80, that's not her age, right? That's just tricky. Crochet HD. So I remember because I go, she's a crochet superstar. She's not 80 years old and she's in high definition on her videos, on her podcast.
She's great. I love her.
So
She's fun.
if you just kept along with that, please go and watch Jackie on her podcast because I'm fangirling her hard.
And we would love for Jackie.
She's a rock star.
A knit night sometime if she wants. We would love to have her.
Oh my gosh, I would even shut up and let her talk. She's a rock star. I'm in awe of her. Like, I think I would be one of those, you know, when you meet a celebrity and you're just stuck for words and you look like a dodo because you're just like, that would be me if I met Jackie. She's so clever.
The only problem with her podcast is you can't watch it while you're knitting unless you're looking because there's so many graphics, so much fun graphics going on. You miss it if you look down.
I know. Her editing is great. She's so clever. Her editing is phenomenal. She cracks me up. I just spend the whole time laughing.
She has a new one today.
Have to watch
Oh,
it.
okay. While I was asleep. Good on you, Jackie. While I was asleep, I've got to catch up. Oh my gosh, what a great week. How lovely. A new pen pal. I'm fangirling hard on Celebrity Jackie. Who else have you been watching this week? What else have I missed?
Therese won the Murder Knits.
I did.
Murder.
So oh yeah, I knew she won the Summer of Murder. I knew that. I was thinking about Therese today, how she was the queen of Stash Down.
And she watched it more than once, more than one true crime.
So I did have more than
posted one. More than post. And think of a.
Oh my gosh. The Puritanical Fun Run sounds great. Mm-hmm. It's even open to people like me. That's amazing. How lucky am I to be invited to join in?
Did you watch DK and Ann's podcast yesterday?
Oh, you know I did before I fell asleep into a big hard coma. I laughed and laughed. Anne is so funny.
I thought it was great. DK was talking about him doing it next year, and they haven't even gotten through it this year. So, like, the look on Anne's face was just like, next year? Let's get this first.
Oh, how funny. How funny. What size needles do I need?
Going to do the spite. West knits are the worst knits.
Nope.
MKAL. And she will spite knit that to the best of her ability.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I do hope this year's is something pretty and easy. Not easy, but I mean, I know everybody likes a challenge, but something that's doable and you don't give up in despair.
I think because
like I do.
Well, no, we did not give up in despair. We give up because we did not like it. There was total different reasons.
True.
I've given up despair other things. Not that.
Yeah, but not the MKAL. That was because we just didn't like the design.
I was just like, where am I going with this? No, I don't want to go there.
Mm-hmm. The videos are great. I love his tutorials.
Oh, I love his videos.
Positivity and his encouragement and yeah. So we're gonna start it and we're gonna see what happens. So
we
not sitting this one out.
Nope, I'm sitting out.
What are you knitting in black?
Oh, I'm waiting.
The black Therese.
Oh, I'm knitting. I'm knitting the Italian summer scarf. And a summer scarf, and I'm going to knit it in alpaca. I was thinking about
That'll still be cool.
I'm using it's Knit Picks. What is it? Revere alpaca baby alpaca.
Whatever. That's soft.
That'll be pretty.
And I was thinking maybe about adding beads to it.
Ooh,
Mhm.
nice.
Mhm.
Got beads on the
Oh, I
mind.
shouldn't laugh.
I'm
How many
thinking about
thousands of beads have you got?
Well,
thousands.
I'm doing the sock arm in the black and purple, and then I'm going to do this one that Anne found in black called the Tucker.
Ooh.
Got a cable.
Tucker.
It's
On the
all
yoke.
it's bottom up, but it's really simple, and
Ooh.
it's a really loose gauge, so it'll knit up really. It's stitch gauge worsted, so it'll knit up really fast. I'm going to do it in Knit Picks too. In their
Gosh, you'll have it done in 2 nights.
Swish worsted, which I didn't even know they had worsted.
Mm-hmm.
And then their gloss lace weight silk with it to make it a little more substantial because my daughter doesn't want it see-through.
Yeah.
So, and then I have a photo idea planned for the photo contest part of it.
Oh, do I have to burn myself at the stake or something to get a photo?
Well,
How am I going to win that? That'll win?
Probably.
Oh, it's bonfires are banned at the moment because it's now spring. Bugger.
All the witches are safe.
What are you going to knit with your black alpaca, Joe?
Because I'm using the Kid Silk sparkly haze as well. I was thinking the Birds of a Feather. I think that's a huge, lofty. Yeah, I'm not sure because the blacks are very different from each other. So I don't know. I think the Birds of a Feather because I've done so many of them and I love the shape and how lofty they are. Well, I think it'll be a really nice. Yeah. No stress for me because I've made it so many times before and I've really enjoyed it every time. I think that's what I'll do. I think that'll look good. And I've got plenty of yarn plus more to do it. So I won't be playing yarn chicken, which is always nice. Can you believe I don't have a 6mm needle? I do have a 6mm needle.
You don't need to burn yourself at the stake, though.
Yeah.
I don't? You sure?
No. You just need to put that ball out with a bunch of cute little baby lambs. And there you go.
Follow the sheep. Have I got a 6mm needle? Of course I have, dummy. I've got every needle in here. Okay. I was looking. Oh, yeah. I wonder how big this hat's going to be. I don't know if these short interchangeables are short enough. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing who joins in this. I wonder if all the clever people who did Shark Week are going to go for a fun run. I mean, how many Ks do we have to do? Do we get points if we do lots of Ks? If I jog in it?
I don't know.
Just giving you some ideas there, guys.
So I did like Anne's prizes from the Plymouth Rock Museum gift store.
Oh, yeah.
That was very
She's
Anne.
gone.
That's very Anne.
I've been to the Plymouth shopping mall. Does that count?
I've been to Plymouth Rock. Not that it.
In Pennsylvania? I've been to the Plymouth shopping mall. That thing's like a football field. That's like an airport, that thing.
It's Massachusetts, I believe, is where Plymouth Rock is.
Oh, have I been to Massachusetts? I don't think so. No, I think that's one place I've not visited.
You'll have to put it on your list.
I think this is going to be too long.
For a hat?
Wonder where I've hidden a short circular for 6mm. I wonder.
Do you have 2 6mm? Because you could do 2 circulars.
Sorry, I missed that. You sounded like you're in outer space or on the moon. That doesn't exist, according to Neil.
I said, do you have, no, he said the moon exists. We just never went there. Do you have two circulars that you could do?
Oh, no, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy to alternate, do one end of one and one end of the other. No. Oh, you know who I watched last night also? I was looking at the maps of the UK last night, looking where Shetland Islands were, because I've never been there, and then looking down at where Guernsey and Jersey are so much closer to France than England, and looking at my family tree, because one of the names in my family tree, are you ready for this? My son thinks it's hilarious because I probably mispronounce it. Les Pauviden, Les Pauviden, no, Les Pauvs. Le Poi Divin, which is something to do with vineyards, which that's pretty good. I like that. I think that goes in the blood. That's in the DNA. Le Poi Divin, and of course, I was then looking at knitting YouTube channels of people in the UK, and Hazel Tyndall has done a podcast for Jameson and Smith yarns from the Shetland mill, and she's just got one about basics of knitting and the knitting belts, and it was really bizarre to me. She showed you how to, for a beginner knitter, amazing. She shows you how to, tink back to pick up split stitches, or tink back to change a purl to a stocking stitch, all the little mistakes you might have made. Tink back and fix yarn over that you've accidentally done, and push all your stitches together so you don't actually have to frog everything back. And she talked about the knitting belt. And she talks about how the knitting belt, because Anne had one.
Anne has
so I was
one,
I was even more curious to have a look how she wears hers. And she wears hers around her waist and shoves the needle into pretty much almost near her groin. And that's how I knit. So one needle, if I'm on straights, I stick it into the crease, that fat between your thigh and your muffin top when you're sitting down. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the whole ugly bits, everything. I stick the needle into my groin there, and it sits there, and I don't hold it. But, of course, I move the yarn around it exactly as Hazel does. And she's a fast knitter, and I was wondering, is that why my technique on straight needles is super fast?
Liz, let Morgan in.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Morgan.
There she is.
Hi.
I don't know. I'm interested to see the knitting belt. Hi, Morgan.
It's really good. So I think it's Jameson and Smith podcast, or if you just type in Hazel Tyndall, you'll see her little helpful hints and basic knits. And I thought it was really interesting. Besides, her accent was adorable. And she is a super fast knitter, and she ergonomically doesn't move her fingers very much. She shoves the wool forwards and backwards like I do with my thumbs. And yeah, she just puts the needle into the knitting belt, which I've got fat between my thighs and my muffin top, and it does the same thing without having to pay a lot of money for a knitting belt and work out which hole you're going to shove the needle into. And I can use normal size needles with a head on the end of them. I don't have to use double-ended needles, double-pointed needles. So I think my Nana from Guernsey taught me really well to knit like that.
I think so.
She's very clever. I don't need a knitting. Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd love to have one, because I've got everything else in the world that belongs to knitting, I don't need one because I've got fat thighs. Anyway.
Welcome, Morgan.
Anyway,
Welcome, Morgan.
How are you?
Hey, Morgan.
Hello, I am doing fabulous. How is everybody else doing?
Shit as always. Yeah, boring, depressing we are.
It's Monday.
Cheer us up. Cheer me up.
Well,
what are you knitting on?
I am still working on my exploration station. I'm almost done with section 3. Thank the Lord for that, because I'm kind of getting bored with it. But yeah, well, I first wanted to congratulate Charisse on a Steelers win yesterday, because I was watching.
What? Hang on.
Well, let's
matter.
oh well, let's check the
Okay.
score, Joe, because I have in my fantasy football league, I have Jalen Hurts as my quarterback.
Mm.
So I kind of need him to do well for me.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the Packers won yesterday. I was so happy. I was, even though I felt awful, so sorry about my voice. It probably still sounds kind of, but I felt awful yesterday. My whole face hurt because of
Oh.
sinus pressure, and I was like, please don't let me have a sinus infection. Please don't let me have a sinus infection.
Yeah,
worst.
that's what I'm living through right now.
Oh
So I
gosh, I'm
sympathize.
sorry. Oh, that's
It
awful.
happens every time the weather cools off, every year.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems.
see, like here it's weird because it's been relatively cool and then it like warmed up quite a bit for one day and then it like dropped back down. So normally that tends to mess with my sinuses, typically. But today I woke up and I felt, my head kind of hurt a little bit and I was kind of like, oh no. But then as the day kind of went on, I'm starting to feel fairly decent. So hopefully I'm
Good.
getting over it. Hopefully.
Are you going to join in the puritanical fun?
Yes, I just have to find a project. But yes, I'm going to join, definitely.
Yay.
What
Only
yarn have you got? What are you thinking?
Well, I haven't. So I'm thinking about doing the What's This sweater by, I believe it's Bad Wolf Knits. It's actually a Nightmare Before Christmas sweater.
Oh,
Tabitha
that
knit
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I started one at one point, and I don't remember why I ripped it out. I have no idea.
Oh,
So I'm going to start it again. And hopefully
good.
finish.
And then you'll remember why you pulled it out. No,
Right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah,
Totally
I'm really
kidding.
excited to do that.
Is
Okay,
it,
so you have
what
not.
color? Oh, okay, so you're going to just do it black with the white and everything?
Oh yeah,
That's a cute sweater.
it is. It's so
It's
cute.
so Tabitha.
I think she made it
So you
for
haven't.
Paisley. I
Oh
think.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Paisley. That's
Yeah, and
very cute.
And then speaking of Tabitha, I'm hoping to join in on the West Knits mystery
Or
knit
the
along. The only thing is that I've
Oh,
really
you're gonna do it?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I've got to go stash diving again and see if I can come up with something like like a gradient. Otherwise, I might just be a bit of a rebel and not do a gradient. But
yeah.
Hey, Baker Street Knits. Welcome. And you're not the only one who's knitting that sweater.
Oh, sweet.
Oh,
cool. Be the popular one.
Nice. I see Hallowed Angel said if I needed advice, I could ask her as well. I definitely will because, like I said, I don't remember why I frogged it. I really don't. The only thing I can somewhat remember is I was increasing for the yoke, and I think I had to like set it down, and because it's black yarn, it was harder for me to try to. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of harder for me to go back and like count where I was. And I think I just got so frustrated that I just said forget it and just ripped it out.
My tips with black yarn are I got these white prin needles, so they make seeing the stitches easier. I got them off of Amazon, but also stitch markers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mark everything with black yarn because it just makes it easier.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Hallowed Angel wanted to know if you're someone who needs to go up a size for the color work.
Yes, that too. I don't remember if I did that the first time I did it. I think I did, but I don't remember offhand. But yeah, I'm definitely typically somebody who needs to go up one needle size for color work because I'm such a tight knitter. So yeah.
And Cheryl's may join us. It doesn't turn into spite.
That's the whole point,
Oh,
though,
wow.
isn't it? For it to turn into
That was the whole point of strawlography. Tabitha knitted out of spite and for reasons, but it's her favorite shawl, I think. So she's glad she knit it. But at the time, she was not glad while she was knitting it. If you get what I mean. So no, she was not.
Wow.
But hers will be
Oh,
lovely.
no, she whinged and bitched the whole way through that.
Yep, she did.
And hers is beautiful. It's beautiful. That was
I know,
funny.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, with the Halloween
So
colors.
seriously, Morgan, have you only been working on the exploration station? Is that all you've been doing the last couple of weeks?
That, and I finished. Neil is doing a mitten designing contest at some point, and so I just
No.
No.
No,
Meaning,
Joe doesn't want
no,
anyone
'cause I'm
else
doing-
to enter. No, Joe doesn't
Oh,
want
well,
anyone
no,
else but her to enter.
It's okay. Mine's just a plain mitten. I was just testing the basic, design of it. This is Tina from a Wened yarn and yarn and fiber.
Wow.
I believe this is the Nosferatu colorway, I believe.
That's pretty.
So yeah,
That is wow.
So I need
I'm
to
gonna
make
judge
the
his
other one.
mitten contest. I'm not entering. I told him, but I might judge it for him. He wanted the judges, so.
So hang on. Did you get a preview to test knit that
The shape.
design for
Well, no,
Neil?
she's just test knitting the shape of the mitten that everybody's going to use.
Yeah.
Make sure that the actual
that's
base
not.
mitten.
Calm down, Joe.
That's not fair.
Honestly,
That's not fair. It looks like crap. Show me again. It looks like shit. Show me.
She's not entering, Joe. She's just testing the base knitting pattern. Everyone else is going to have to put on their own design on it. That's just the base everyone
Move
has
your
to start
thumb.
with.
Show me how the thumb has got lots of good movement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that looks like crap. I would never knit that. Yeah. No. Tabitha needs one with 3 thumbs because she's from Oregon. Love you, Tabs. Yeah, shit design. Nah, who'd knit that? Nobody would knit that. That's rubbish. Yeah, that's rubbish.
Don't mind her.
When's it coming out? When's Blocks coming out? I'm asking for a friend.
I think there's a new issue coming out soon, but I don't know when he's putting in this mitten thing.
Oh, probably Christmas. Look out for it in the Christmas issue.
Well, there is going to be a little bit of a sort of surprise. I mean, it was a surprise to me when Neil asked me about it. I'll just say that. I won't say anything
talking about
more.
I know what you're talking about, the thing that he sent to the patrons.
Okay, yes. So then,
yes.
Yeah, so the patrons know. And y'all probably will
get me on that list.
Out of it.
I'll tell you later.
I'm not a patron. Obviously, I'm not in the in crowd. Gee, see what you miss out on? See what we miss out on?
That's because he never got you your reparations, Joe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe your new best friend can get them for you.
We've got a new best friend? Oh, yes. She's so lovely.
Yeah, I've got a pen pal. Oh, isn't she this fun? She is joyful and funny and clever. I bet she has a sewing stash to rival Teresa's sewing stash at fabric shop. Teresa's fabric store. That's amazing.
You need to get Teresa to make some project bags.
I can't even cut a straight line with a pair of scissors, so I would be useless at sewing.
Yeah, I've tried a couple times now, and I just do not have the patience for it at all.
I
Which is
know how
weird because
to.
I'll go through, knitting a whole garment, but I don't have the patience to sew one.
For a month? For a
Right,
month?
right,
Oh my
exactly.
goodness. We could sew yourself a shirt in a day, probably. I don't know. I'm just
Not me.
guessing.
Not me. It'd take me like, I don't even know, because I don't know why, but when I look at, a sewing pattern and I try to follow the directions for it, I don't know why I feel overwhelmed when I'm looking at it. It just it just overwhelms me for some reason. I really don't know why. I mean, my
Me
grandma taught
too.
me how to knit and how to crochet, and she tried to teach me how to sew. And for whatever reason,
Hmm.
I just did not pick up on that hardly, like, at all. I have no clue
My
why.
grandmother taught me how
Hmm.
to sew, but I always liked hand stitching better than machine sewing. So I took to crochet
Yeah,
better.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I know how to sew with a sewing machine, but I don't enjoy it.
I don't.
So for the
Oh,
people that
okay.
do, more power to you, but I never enjoyed it. I'd rather do with my hands.
I mean, I know how to, like, sew on a button or, do something like that, but, like, in terms of thinking about, like, hand stitching, say, like, a t-shirt for myself, I mean, I think I would lose patience with that, you know, just as quickly too. But, like, I've tried to do things on the machine, but when I look at the directions for it, I get so confused, and it's like, I know that, there's, like, terms, in sewing that there are, which, there's terms in knitting, there's terms in,
Mhm.
crochet, but for whatever reason, terms in sewing, I'm just like, I don't know, I have no idea. Like, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
goofy.
You know what scares me on a sewing machine? All the sewing machines are like you have to be a genius to work out how to thread them all. And then what is completely alien to me is the needles, like the needle footers, whatever you call them. And there's
Yeah.
all different ones, and
Yes.
there's different needles for different things. And that little plate at the bottom is really scary, and it's got pictures on it, and I can't symbols on it, and I have not got a clue. It's all Greek to
I
me,
think
and,
I
and
think if
it's
you're
ancient Greek.
I think if someone can sit down and talk you through it, it would be
Mhm.
easier. And my grandmother did, but I was so young that,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just copied what she
There's
did at the
YouTube now.
time. But, they don't teach it in school anymore, I don't think. Because we had home
Oh
ec
no.
where we had one quarter was sewing, one was cooking, one was wood shop, and I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been auto shop or something, learning how to change a tire and that kind of stuff. But we did one quarter of sewing, but I didn't enjoy it because I tried to convince a sewing teacher to sit and let me crochet instead, and she said no. So
I've
Oh,
been sewing
like that I
since I
can
was
make
like 13.
like that I can make more things, but she said no. So,
Yeah, I wanted to do home ec, but because that was an elective, and I was taking Spanish and French, and those were both considered electives, so I couldn't take another one. I'm like, well, oh well.
that's rude.
But that's what I like to do, though. That's what I was. So, it's like I was taking Spanish and French, and then at one point I was somehow able to take ASL too. Um, but I do sometimes kind of wish that I would have been able to take, like, home ec or, something like that. Anyway.
I think basic cooking and basic auto body should be a requirement. Everyone should learn how to check their oil, change a tire, put fluids in a car, um, that kind of basic stuff that a lot of people have no clue on. Like my son is 23, and even last year, he got called from one of his friends who's the same age, but a flat tire. She had no idea what to do. It was 11 o'clock at night. He drove all the way to the other side of town to change her tire for her because she had no clue because no one had ever taught her how to do it. And
he's just like, this is something you need to know. You're a woman by yourself. You
Right.
need to know how to do basically take care of your car because you don't know if you're going to have somebody around who can do it for you. So he taught all his female friends and his male friends who did not, because it wasn't just the girls, it was some of the boys he knew. He taught them all how to change a tire and check the fluids and put, you know, windshield wiper fluid and brake fluid, all that kind of stuff in their cars because they had no clue. You know, he learned as a kid with my husband working on the cars, but not everybody does, and they don't teach it in school anymore. They also should teach kids how to balance an account, not checks because nobody uses checks anymore, but how to keep track of your money and how to budget and that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's not taught either.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like in some ways high school did not prepare me for college at all, and then college really didn't prepare me for just adult life in
Life.
general. I mean, it prepared me for like maybe like a quarter of it, but you know, not not the real like important like day to day, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
How to live day to day, how to function day to day, how to do your laundry, how to go, you know, do your bank account, how to pay bills, how to, you know, cook basic stuff so you don't starve and don't have to do takeout all the time. A lot of kids don't learn that, and they have no
Yep.
clue going out into the real world.
I mean, I used to not like cooking, but then, you know, I don't really know what happened really. I think I just something in me just kind of sparked and just changed one day, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna start cooking, and then I started getting all these like gadgets, you know, like, you know, I got a few crock pots, I got, you know, some other stuff, and then I was like, ooh, let's look at recipes, and then it just kind of like kept going from there. I'm like,
My
I
mom
love to
always
cook.
cooked. A good many of our conversations happened in the kitchen while she was cooking,
Yeah.
and she didn't really let us help too much. She would let us do some stuff, but she did most of the cooking. So um, when she passed away, it was something, at least I knew how to do all her basic. Keep telling my
Yes,
son being able to cook a few basic meals is impressive to girls.
it is. It really is.
You know, even simple basic stuff that tastes good.
Yep,
A lot of guys don't know how to. And those that do, good for them, because it's good not to have to
definitely.
deal with takeout all the time.
Oh yeah. And I mean, and now with how, you know, just expensive life is now, it's like I don't know how you could really even, you know, afford to anyways, you know.
I agree, Cinco Farms. I think a lot of this should be taught by the parents too. But I think some of the basic stuff should be the schools should, you know, they have all these crazy electives that kids go in that they don't prepare them for anything. Having at least a couple weeks to learn how to maintain a vehicle and do your bank account should be, you know,
Yes.
adulting.
How to establish credit, you know, how to,
Mhm.
you know,
Not to accept every credit card application you get when you turn 18
yep,
because it could put you in serious debt. Those kind of
yep.
things. We laugh because there's not a week that goes by that I don't get at least 2 or 3 Discover card applications for my kids. And it's like
Yep, I still get
Discover,
them.
it's been 4 years since my son graduated high school. He's not interested. Really, he's not. He'll let you know if he's interested.
I know, it's, you know, and it's like, you know, one of those things too, because like I have a younger brother and his birthday was just recently. And, you know, I'm trying to tell my other brother who's a bit, you know, closer, you know, to, you know, in age as me. I'm like, look, try to learn from what I'm learning in life. You know, try to kind of like maybe not make the same mistakes, you know, I have. I mean, not that I've made like super serious like major mistakes, but like, you know, just little things that I've learned, you know, along the way. Like,
Learn from your
you
experiences.
know, yeah, and it's like of course they don't listen. And it's like, all right, fine, whatever. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. So don't come crying to me when you do the same thing. But I mean, that's just kind of how siblings are in general. But
Yeah, I mean, you want the best for your sibling. You don't always get along
oh
with them.
yeah, yeah,
That's
it's kind
for
of
sure.
funny. It's like one of my brothers, as kids, we hated each other with like a passion. And now it's like, now that we're both like adults, it's like we both kind of like mellowed out mostly. but you know, we now kind of like, you know, just sort of like get each other, you know. And so him and I are pretty close. But
I had a cousin that way. We couldn't stand each other as children. And then when we got to be adults, it just changed because we, stopped acting like children towards each other and we
right.
grew close. Miss Joe Bob's come back. You're back.
Yay!
Yay.
You left us.
I know, I'm sorry, I dropped out.
Tomorrowland, it's okay.
Darn Wi-Fi of the future.
I know, right? I made an executive decision and I'm going with 5mm needles because I am a loose
Okay.
knitter, a relaxed knitter,
What is
I
that?
am.
She's making a
This is
hat, I think.
going, yeah. I was asked at the beginning of winter, months ago, could I make Charlie it's probably shiny because it's in plastic, this one, the CC Boulder
Ooh,
beanie.
that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite chunky on a 6mm needle, so I'm just going to use the 5mm needle because I'm relaxed. And I've got two strands, Morgan.
Yeah.
Single ply, a thicker single ply, which I've
Mhm.
wound up there, and some mohair.
Ooh, I like
It's
that.
all over. Yeah, but it's all over me.
Oh, I
Anyway,
know.
And it's almost
so
over winter, but you still have it for next winter.
Perfect.
it's definitely over for winter. But I don't want to be told, "Oh, remember that hat you said you were going to make me that you didn't make me." I don't want to be that person. So,
I hear you.
Then
Did you
there's
finish her
me.
sweater?
oh yeah, she's worn her sweater. Yeah, she likes her green sweater, that Espace Tricot, the classic. I made the smallest size because she doesn't really want baggy things. She kind of wears crop tops and stuff like that. But if I was to make it for myself, I would definitely make it loose and drapey, bigger, much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Hers fits nicely, and it's a short bodied sort of jumper in the small size. She
Okay, I'm
likes
glad
it.
she likes it. It's
Yeah,
nice
so
when
I'm
they like
just
it.
yeah, and she's worn it, and she said, "Oh, this will be nice if I, go away to uni next year or the year after." If she has deferred for 12 months, but she could change her mind at any time. We'll see what happens. I'm not one who looks too far into the future.
Night, Cheryl. Bye. Thanks for being here.
See you, Cheryl.
It's crazy when the kids grow up,
Mm.
going out and living their own lives.
Yeah. No, it's good. They had their last day officially of school on Friday, and I couldn't make it. I didn't really want to go. To be very honest with you, presentation nights, awards ceremonies bore me to tears, and you get a numb bum from sitting in those hard plastic chairs for hours and hours. And I usually sit right up the back as far as I can so people behind me can't watch me knitting, because I just sit there and knit. At the beginning of every school year, I would say to my kids, now on the drive into school, because I've always taken them for their first year of school, because my mother did traumatize me my first year of high school. Brand new town, did not know a single soul, did not know any of my teachers or fellow students, pulls up on the corner, pretty much opens the door and pushes me out. And I remember being in tears at 13, thinking, I'm so alone and I know nobody. So I have never done that to my kids. I always make sure I've taken them, dropped them in, made sure they're all happy to go. And they usually give me a big smile and a cheery wave and go, oh, thank God the holidays are over and we don't have to hang out with mum anymore. However, I did not go to their last awards ceremony, their last graduation ceremony. And I was asked, and I said, oh, no, got things on. And then they went and asked their older brother, who normally calls them retards and tells them how useless and stupid they are. And he said, yes, I'll go as the family representation. So they're big. I'm so proud of him. He took a day off work and
Wow.
he wrote down in the work diary that he was unavailable. He took a day off work and he went and sat there for their presentation. Somebody took a lovely photograph of the three of them together afterwards. So now I have a photo of my three children, which I haven't had for a long, long time. Yeah, and they all cried. Apparently Jack did not cry because, you know, I don't believe that for a second, but apparently Jack didn't cry. Apparently the girls got very emotional, had a big ball. One of them now, actually, a kid came and told me, a young boy who's just started high school, came and told me Millie owes him $10 because she bet him she wasn't going to cry. And he said, Joe, she was bawling her eyes out. She owes me $10. And I said, well, she was probably crying because she owes you $10 now. So the cutest kids. I love all the kids in town. They come and talk to me. So apparently it was highly emotional. I'm glad I didn't go because I'm the one that cries at the sad endings on movies. So could you imagine me watching my own girls bored to tears, numb bum, knitting in hand, blubbering because it's their last day of school? I'm celebrating it's their last day of school because I am sick to death of driving in and driving out and driving in and driving out for the last 13 years of their education, plus their older brothers. So it's been, 15 years of doing the school run. Now they have a couple of weeks off to study, and then they will do their final exams in October. And they're done.
Yay, good for them.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely the
so I'm very pleased that...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Who what? No, I was just going to end with, I'm very proud of my eldest for taking the initiative and being a great big brother. And I thought that was very sweet because he's not that protective type. And off he went to represent the family and be there for his little sisters. And I think that's a special thing between the three of them.
That is very
and
sweet.
They don't need me there. I have no FOMO about missing out on any awards ceremony whatsoever.
That's so sweet.
My kids, my son had a normal graduation when he graduated. We went to it, high school, family came in. My daughter was during the pandemic, so they had a drive-through graduation where basically you drove the car in order, parked in front of the school, she jumped out, got her picture taken, got her diploma, jumped back in the car and drove off. So when she graduated college last spring, she walked so we could see her celebrate. But now for her grad school and for his college, neither one of them are going to walk. They're just going to get their diplomas. And I don't blame them. They've at least had the walk, worn the gown, had the walk. So that's fine. I'm not going to force them. But yeah.
Well, I mean, mine will be buckets.
Yeah.
That's terrible. What a terrible memory. And for my
She
girls, I mean, they've still got...
She didn't have anything.
Yeah, well, we're having a formal dinner in November, so we're all it's not like they're not going to see anybody. We'll have all the teachers and families come for the formal dinner, and they've got to go back to school for 2 weeks of exams. So they're going to, look at this one that Liz made for me. Little magnifying glass. I love these, Liz. You're very clever.
Oh, thank you.
It's not like it's not like they're not going to see anybody and it's their last day ever, but that's why I wasn't so fussed about going, as well as all the other excuses that I hate those kind of award ceremonies. What were you going to say, Miss Morgan, about award ceremonies?
Well, more
or
so
school?
About being the emotional one at the end of movies. When I was a kid, maybe I think I was 4 or 5, I loved watching The Lion King and Fox and the Hound. And every single time when the part came when, Mufasa died, I would start bawling. And, it's okay, then I'd get through it, watch the rest of the movie. And then I'd tell my mom, I want to watch it again. She's like, what? You want, And so she'd like put it on again, just to, and I'd watch it again, and then the part where Mufasa died would happen again, and I'd start bawling again. And I'd just do it over and over. But then I'd still want to like say like I want to watch it again, and she's like no. She's like no, we're not doing this again. I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, it was kind of funny because recently I went to go see my youngest brother play football, and excuse me, sorry. It was just kind of because he recently just turned 12, and I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, I still remember holding you like as a baby. I'm like, and you're 12 now. I'm like, oh, I'm
It
like,
happens.
time has gone by
I
so
know.
fast. Like,
When,
it's insane.
when we got married, my husband's cousin, her son was 13, and the whole reception, he took care of my son. He took him to his mom. She changed him. He ran errands for us the whole reception. And then few years ago, he got married and had his first child, and my son got to hold his first child. And it's just like looking at this, I'm like, I remember when Michael was holding you when you were a newborn, and now you're holding his newborn. So it's kind of like really makes me feel old. But it was kind of a nice circle because
Yeah,
they do
that's
grow
so
up
sweet.
quickly.
Yeah, like when I had my graduation from college, I had, a separate party with, my mom's side of the family, and then a separate party with my dad's side. And I remember the one with my mom, we had family, come in that I hadn't, seen in a while, and a few kind of like, extended family, cousins that I actually used to babysit. And the one, like, he like comes in or whatever, and he's like like taller than me by like a lot, and I'm like looking up at him. I'm like, you used to be like down here. Like what happened? Like this is weird. Like this is just weird now. Like I just like I can't even begin to like comprehend how much time has gone by. But yeah, it's insane, crazy.
I think we lost Joe again.
Oh no.
Darn it. Darn internet of tomorrow.
I know, it's always so temperamental.
So we all get to cheer on the Puritans or the anti-Puritans,
The
whichever
running.
that case. And Tabitha's fight. So that'll be a fun October, November. Let's bring Joe Bob back in.
Mm-hmm.
She's back again. Tomorrowland doesn't want you to have Wi-Fi, does it?
Oh, my eardrums are bursting.
Sorry.
I am having technical difficulties.
Aw. I think we're probably going to finish up here soon anyway. Fortunately, we're not those people that podcast for 7 hours. Like some people we know. That's not us.
Oh,
I guess Carrie Smith had a 2-hour podcast today.
2.5.
Wow.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long one for her.
Yeah.
I can't understand you guys. My sound is shocking, really bad.
Oh no.
Oh,
Can
no.
you hear us, or does it just sound weird?
Oh,
Can you hear
my
us at all?
sound is bad.
Oh no.
You're blowing my eardrums out.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I know.
Turn your mic down. Turn your volume down.
Turn my volume down. Okay. I heard that. Just the whole thing has been really completely distorted, so I can't understand what you're saying. Can you hear me clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're very clear.
Mhm.
We can hear you
Oh,
very
we were
well.
going so well today.
We're getting there. Each one's getting a little longer before we have difficulties. So, and we have a friend who's working on a musical intro for us. So hopefully we'll get that soon.
Nice.
So that'll be nice. Then we'll be like those fancy podcasts with introductions and all.
Fancy. Okay.
Like those that do editing, unlike us who don't do editing. That's not us.
No. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Who's playing
Yeah,
tonight,
no.
Therese?
The Beagles and
Bucks.
You say the Beagles?
yeah.
I don't think she heard that before she left.
That's one of the nicer names I call them. Not a
She's gonna
fan.
make you. She's gonna make you pay for that one.
Mm,
So who are they
not a
playing?
fan. The Ravens lost yesterday. They're playing the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Morgan just informed me.
I play fantasy football too, so it's like I'm pretty much always
did that.
like
Years,
up
yeah.
on like all of the games.
Mhm.
Like
We did that last
Sundays, I'm
season.
just, you
Mhm.
know.
Well, it wasn't fantasy. We just picked our teams last season. Remember,
Yeah.
Therese? Some people like Therese picked very well. Some of us did not pick well at all. I think Therese
Why didn't we
won.
do it this year? We didn't do it this year.
No one even thought about it. Isn't it
I
crazy?
know. I didn't think about it until after the season started, and I was like, "Oh crap, we didn't do it."
Well, hey, if y'all decide to do it next year,
Oh hell yeah, we'll put you in.
count
Oh yeah,
me
we'll
in.
pick it. Yeah. Did you see? So we're all betting how long it's going to take Taylor Swift to break up with Kelsey and write a song about it.
2 months. No, sorry, I take that back. I give it 3 months.
I don't give it that long. I think maybe 1 or 2. She probably needs some new material.
Yeah, and she keeps recycling the John Mayer song. It's like, honey, he doesn't care, okay?
No, he does not. I think he's well done of her. Joe, you're back.
Hi, Joe. No.
I'm just going to sit here and look pretty because my sound is shocking. You
Take that
all
hat
talk
off
and I'll
first.
join if I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh,
We were
that's better.
Therese was talking about your favorite football team. I think she has a name for them.
I have a lot of names for him. Which one would you like? She can't hear me.
She's not going to like any of them, so it
Oh,
doesn't.
drats. That'd be my luck. The only one I can understand and hear is just saying something disparaging about my team.
Let's talk about the Ravens. They got beat.
Yeah, by the Colts of all teams.
I was so torn
The
because
best team in the world.
The
no, we're
Colts?
not talking about the Steelers right now. Listen, the Ravens used to be the Colts. And I had a hard time because I obviously can't root for the Ravens, but I can't root for the Colts. I'm still holding a grudge, okay?
I feel you.
I think they should have to go back to
I'm
their
not
original
saying
cities. I think they should all have to go back to their original cities. That way I'll remember where everybody is.
Well, and for me, like this season, I mean, my only expectation this season was that the Packers continue to beat the Bears. That's really all I really like. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I mean, of course, do I want us to win the Super Bowl? Yes, of course. But realistically, I know that we're not going this year.
Well,
I mean, I would be overjoyed if we even
You can
made
come
it
visit
to the
me.
playoffs. Yes, that would be so much
I'm
fun.
pretty sure it's not going to be the Raiders as a home team at the Super Bowl this year.
Probably
Just saying.
not.
Well, first
Hey,
of all,
it's not going to be my Giants either, but it's probably
game
not going to
last
be the
night-
Raiders.
that game last night was not a home game for them either because I guess it was like 70% Steelers fans in the stands. They said it was
Yeah,
like
it's
a
yeah,
it was like
crazy.
a Steelers home game.
Well, that's what they did it. That's why they put the stadium where they did, so people come in and watch their teams.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be bad enough in November when the F1 race is. It's going to be impossible to get downtown or by the strip. My son doesn't even know how he's going to get to college that week. It's all going to be shot down. He's going to have to drive on the other side and come in from the other direction just to get
Ugh.
to school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. I don't know. Can
But
you
yeah,
hear
I
us,
mean,
Joe? She
What
got
you
her
eat?
chocolates.
Chocolate.
Now
Yum.
you're. What are you eating? Oh,
Kit
cat.
I love a
Ooh.
Kit Kat.
They make hazelnut ones? I don't make them here.
It's a new one, so I'm trying it. I've got to taste test any new chocolate that comes into the country. It's smooth hazelnut. It's nice. It's better than Nutella.
Really?
We taste test all the new Oreo flavors because you got to.
Let's see if this will help. I think my phone's just telling me I talk too much.
Maybe. We love hearing you talk, so we're fine with it.
So I may have missed this earlier, but how are the little babies, Joe? Saw you posted a
Oh,
picture on Instagram.
oh, she doesn't know about the new baby, Joe. She
There's a
has
new
another one,
baby.
Frankie. She's got 3 now.
Oh
There's 3.
my gosh.
Oh, nice of you doing your civic duty to test products for them, Joe.
I can hear
They
you now.
appreciate that.
Lovely.
Um,
Yeah, but it's
tell,
a bit melted. I think the weather's a little bit overcast and muggy. Perhaps a storm's coming. It's definitely t-shirt weather. And, you know, let's do a poll for who likes chocolate cold or melted. I don't like it melted. I like it super cold, even frozen.
depends
I'll
on.
give it a
I mean,
go.
if it's a
Because
candy
when
bar,
it
I don't want
melts
it
onto your
melted.
fingers,
No, I don't like that.
when you just touch it and it melts on your fingers, that's gross to me. But I'm just gonna eat it in front of you all because
Tell
I'm not hearing all the conversation.
tell Morgan about Frankie.
Morgan, did you say Frankie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nod for me because I can't hear you.
Yes.
Talk about Frankie.
Yeah,
Morgan,
she wants to hear about Frankie.
Morgan, when you finish chatting with us here, Liz, the producer, does this great thing where she uploads our podcast. Give it a watch, give it a like, subscribe, and somewhere in the beginning there, I'll tell you about Frankie.
Frankie's the
Hey,
new
Morgan,
baby.
you.
Okay.
All the yous basically tell each
Morgan
other,
has
why
to
should we
watch
look
it.
after our kids? We'll just let Joe take them in the house. Basically, is what's happening.
Okay, good to know. I will go back and watch. See.
She's getting kind of snarky with that now. Wonder if she's going to come back or not.
Oh, I saw Elle's comment. Hopefully so I'm hoping that this weekend I will have some time to sit down and record a new episode because I know it's been a hot
Good.
minute.
Yay.
So yeah, I'm hoping to do that really, really soon here because I know it's been a while.
Well, we've since we keep losing Joe, we might want to just say goodbye for tonight.
Yeah.
So that it's not fair she can't hear us.
Right.
You know. So
Right.
thanks everybody for coming and joining us in the chaos, and welcome back. Hopefully you'll come back next week. We'd love to hear from you. Love you in the chat. Send us comments. Check our Instagram. We post up there. There'll be stuff coming up there, so keep watch because there's the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run. There's the West Knits or the Worst Knits. And there's something coming up in first of the year that's going to be a big surprise for everybody. And check out Blocked because Neil has some stuff. He's going to have a list of all the knit alongs and crochet alongs going on for the next few months. So if you want to join into all those, check out Blocked. I think that's coming out in the next couple of weeks or so.
Oh,
I think so.
don't
No?
I think so.
don't bother reading Block Magazine. There's just some boring old mitten competition coming out. You know, mittens are mittens. Like, don't worry about it. If you don't have time to join in with that fun, don't worry about it. It's all right. We understand.
Joe
It's
L
okay.
wants to know what your Instagram is. Joe Bob, what's your Instagram? He can't hear me. It's knitfuckery, and it's spelled that way.
Sorry?
Your Instagram. Just look it
I'm
up.
gonna
She's there.
have to go.
And there she's gone.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But thanks you guys for joining us on another Monday.
Another Monday.
Starting to get into sweater weather. I guess all the people are getting excited for Rhinebeck. But
I never had any desire to go, even when I lived on the East Coast. I just never. First of all,
I thought
it's
about it one time, but I would have had to fly to the East Coast and
David's birthday weekend. But also it's too much. It's too crowded. There's too many people, you know.
well, now it's not just Rhinebeck. It's like everybody's having their own events there too. It seems like, and then you got to pay to get in all of them, and just
Yeah.
no.
I used
For
to
the
go to
people who
Maryland.
love to go, great for you guys. Enjoy it. It's just too many people for me. I've become very introverted, and I guess after living in Vegas so long, I just haven't like to avoid the crowds. Bye, Joe.
Yeah,
Come.
I used to go to Maryland Sheep and
Hi,
Wool.
I've come to say goodbye before this stupid internet drops me out again.
Bye, Joe Bob. Love ya.
Bye.
Joe.
Love you. Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm just saying that now, and then I'm going to sit here and hear everything as you go out.
Yeah, because then it'll work. Yeah, so check out Joe's Instagram if you want to see pictures of the lambs. They're very cute.
Very
She's a
cute.
good lamb mom.
They're very.
And watch PIK because they have a new episode out as well. And there's more details about the Puritanical Knitting Fun Run, which may or may not have a hashtag that works. We'll see. Because evidently Puritans and knitting and fun cannot all be in the same hashtag.
And
Anywho.
don't forget to watch A Stitch in the Sky podcast. Now listen,
Right.
she has about 95 videos last time I looked, and they're all short, and she had less than 100 followers. So jump in there and let's make that go up over 100, please. Go and check Annie out.
She's awesome.
Go and lift the subscribership up, please, because she deserves it. It's lovely.
She does. She's hilarious. And we're glad to have her as one of our friends. And what else? There was something else. Someone else was doing something. Oh, isn't Jackie doing her Doctor Who knit along? Is that started?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What is that going from? Does anybody know?
That's in
Or crochet along, knit along, whatever it is. I think it's she'll let you do whatever.
Go and have a look.
Because
I
it's when
don't even know I don't know who Doctor Who is, or apparently there's 20 of them. Is it like multiple personalities? I have to go and check it out.
Yeah, Joe, you do that. You go check it out. It'll take you a while. Ask Amy to give you a briefing. She can give you the what to know and not to know thing.
Oh,
Amy
she
made
can
a
give
TARDIS
me the footnotes.
library.
Footnotes.
Sure. All right, thanks
A
everybody.
TARDIS is a telephone box, right?
Yes.
I know that
You
much.
got that right.
Okay. I'm going to print. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Talk to you later.
Morgan.
Thanks, Morgan.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We love to have you.
Yeah.